Good evening. Hello, everybody that's already arrived. Sorry about this redness. I've got a bit of a cold. Look who's come to play. Sarah Resells.
Hello.
In her Christmas, I was in her Christmas loungewear, but it is a Christmas jumper, isn't it?
Yeah.
I love that. The gold reindeers. Just say a few good evenings. Oh, it's actually warm in here. It's been I've been freezing all day. Good evening, Steve-O. I've had a coffee break coming on, or something else if you'd like, or something special in your coffee. Karen, Lorraine, good evening. I have my coffee ready. Oh, I wonder if there's might be some names in that I haven't spotted before that have come to see Sarah. Evening, Leanne. Evening, Espresso. Evening, Laura. Evening, Becca. Evening, Michaela. And I think that's us up to date. Yes. I haven't got my drink ready yet. I need to get my drink. So, yeah, Sarah Resells, who you might know from the gram, moreover.
Very rarely seen on YouTube.
Yes. The lesser spotted Sarah on the tube. Oh, there she is. But you're God, I can't words today. You're prolific on the ground. Is that what I mean? You like the ground, don't you?
Yeah.
I'd say you're quite. She's quite big on the ground, Sarah.
I'm just on it a lot. I do tend to try and post on there daily, and I get so much from it. I learn so much from everyone. It's just I just love it.
Well, you had. Oh, hang on. I'm going to get my wine open. So,
drinking.
Tell us what you're drinking.
Hi, everyone. I am drinking Gordon's Sicilian lemon and lemonade. There wasn't enough left in the bottle of wine I opened yesterday to make a full glass.
Did you put Sicilian lemon Gordon's in your wine?
No, with lemonade.
Oh, in your lemonade. And then I thought you said something about wine. I thought, hang on.
Yeah, I was going to have wine, but there wasn't a full glass left.
Oh, right. Okay. Oh, I've got a white. And
I drank too much of it yesterday.
Fair play. It is Christmas. It's officially Christmas. It started on yesterday.
True.
You did make me laugh with one of your I just saw your Insta thing where you said, and she's opening wine, which is one of my hobbies.
Yeah, it is sad. I shouldn't drink as much as I do, but I do like to have. I mean, it's not like I don't get trashed every single day, but I do like to have 1 or 2 glasses a day. Just get through.
I definitely have a nice large glass of red. Well, and it was being. God, I still can't. It was being interluded. What the fuck do I mean? Prior to the nice glass of red, I had got into a couple of little mugs of mulled wine, and it's bloating quite a lot actually. And then I was like, God, I'm putting on a lot of weight. And Tom was like looking up the calories for me, and he went, "Oh, mulled wine's quite." I was like, "What?" No wonder I'm bloating up like a pig. So I'm like, "Oh yeah, mulled. That doesn't count, does it? It's Christmas." Right, I've got Silver Creek Chardonnay. Do you know that one?
I don't, but I like any wine. I'm not a wine. Literally, I would drink a £3 bottle of wine as heartily as I would a £20 bottle of wine. I'm just like, oh, wine.
That's quite lucky, really, isn't it? I don't know if I should be. I'm not a massive white. I'm more of a red, and so I thought Tom was going to have the whites, and he said, "No, you have to have the whites because you're opening them." I'll give it a go. I mean, it's not going to be horrible because they're all from Laithwaite, so they'll be all right. 2018 Chardonnay, fresh and floral fruit. Oh, I like fresh and floral fruits. Driven wine. Oh, fruit-driven wine. This Chardonnay provides good acidity, balanced and creamy citrus fruits, and vanilla. Oh, I do like vanilla-y whites, actually. So let's see.
Did you order it online or did you buy it from a shop? Because I want one for next year. I need to know where you got it.
Well, they did have them initially. It sold out. they had it originally. It was available on Amazon. Then it was just direct from Laithwaites, and there was a waiting list, a reserve list. And this must have been early on in November, and they sold out very quickly. So I think they'll be more available next year because they were completely popular.
Definitely need one in my life next year.
Oh,
Andrea agrees with me that price makes no difference on wine. Yes, Andrea.
I don't know. That is nice. Laithwaites is quite. It can be a bit more expensive sometimes than the supermarket, but it's always good. What am I missing? Funky Neil's out of bed. Oh, for a live stream. Where were you, Neil, then, Funky Neil? I assumed you were UK, or were you just a night owl? Yeah, good evening, everybody that I haven't said good evening to, just to cover all of that. And hello, Andrea. Red or white, it's all saying to me I'm colourblind. Oh, right, yeah, I see. Price makes no difference. Yeah, no, I bet you do appreciate a nice. I mean, don't you think the first glass, at least, would be nice to have at least a nice one, even if you move?
Yeah, I am quite tight, so there's absolutely, if we're given an expensive wine, which quite often my husband gets given expensive wines like by his clients at Christmas, then like you can taste it, but there's no way I would go and buy one because I'm far too tight.
Oh, I just think it's a bit wasted.
Yeah, I wouldn't personally spend more than £6, I don't think, on a bottle of wine, because that's going to be gone quite quickly. So yeah,
that's quite budget, isn't it?
I'm a tight girl.
Well, so saying that though, is there stuff like, because there's stuff that I won't spend money on, and I said we're all like this. There's stuff that you go, oh, I won't spend that on that, or like probably some people are going, oh, I won't spend that on that calendar. But is there stuff that you will spend your money on? You're like, no, that's worth it to me.
Yeah, I suppose so. Like I've just recently been selling off a lot of my Meakin, but collecting pottery, people might think that it's insane to spend lots of money on. Not that I've actually, again, buying the Meakin, like I've tried to get it on a budget.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, I suppose everyone thinks, why do you spend money on that? Like we've got hundreds and hundreds of DVDs and Blu-rays. That's just something that we're big movie watchers. And so people might think, why the hell do you spend money on Blu-rays? Because you can just download the part, like rob them of the internet. But yeah, so everyone spends money on things that others think is crazy.
Yeah, well, that's interesting. But do you know why that's interesting as well to me? You just said you got loads of DVDs. I'm like, where are they? Because your lounge, I know you like to show pictures of, oh, there's my clothes mountain, but I was looking at, it's blooming tidy everywhere else.
It's in this is the office, and just next to the office is a snug, and they're literally just all over the wall, like shelves all over the walls in there. Yeah.
But quite tidy though. It always looks pretty. Or have you just been running around shoving everything like
I try not to show the camera where it's really, really bad.
Oh, interesting. I just thought it's amazing as well. She's got those dogs. She's so tidy.
Honestly, I cannot keep up with the dog. The dog hair. Just the amount the Labrador molts is insane. She's only got to look at the floor and it's covered in hair. I mean, I could sweep up 4 times a day and it would still be hairy. So yeah, my house is definitely not clean and tidy. It's actually quite gross.
God, because it's bad enough in our house because of long hair. Just gets wrapped around the Hoover.
Yeah.
Wow. So is that a problem with your clothing then? Do you use sticky rolling or?
I do a lot of lint rolling. Yeah. I haven't had a customer say yet that they found pet hair on their stuff, but I mean, it's inevitable. It's going to happen. But especially if I'm flat laying on the floor to take photos. So,
Yeah,
I
so
mean,
you have to move it before you put it down.
Still hair, like just you can never get it all out.
Yeah.
When I lint roll the laminate floor after I've swept, and then I put the clothes on, and then when I turn it over to take the photo of the other side, it's still hair.
Wow, but you'll still flat lay, because that sounds like more work than having it up.
Yeah, but some things I just find it easier to make look like. I find it hard to make trousers look good hung up. I have to flat lay those. I can't.
Yeah, I
can't
think it's hard to make trousers look good in any position, to be honest. Everybody's always like, oh, well, how do you do yours? And oh, God, I remember doing trousers.
Are you glad that you're well out of all the clothes now?
Oh, I was literally talking about it today because I went down into Caversham and I went to a couple of trousers. And I find myself, I can't help myself. I'm like, I did them to the men's shirts. And I'm, what are you doing?
You're a barber magnet.
I was, but I had to pull myself away. I thought, no. And then I found myself looking at something that I thought, oh, that might be cashmere. And I'm just about to give away the last remnants of cashmere I have got, because I'm just not dealing with it anymore.
Have you changed the name of because it used to be Cashmere and Collectibles. Have you changed that now, or is it still that?
Oh, my shop.
Yeah. Didn't it?
Isn't it? Oh, I don't know.
You'll have to think of a new name now.
Oh, I thought it was called Shell Stravuni now. Maybe I did change it. I'm going to have a look now, because I don't. That's something I should really
going back like 2 years ago, though.
Yeah, no, it was. Well, when I go to it, it says Shell Stravuni, but that could just be the owner, couldn't it? Hang on, if I go to my shop, it'll tell me.
eBay ID, probably.
Right, press my shop door. That's mental. I don't know. No, it's still called Cashmere and Collectibles.
We've either got to stick with the cashmere or change your name.
Yeah, maybe I can get some cashmere craft made stuff that someone's made with cashmere and stick that in. There you go, that's cashmere. Oh yeah, interesting. I still quite like the name anyway, but
yeah, it's a good name. It's better than my name.
What are you? I'm
Clothes Closet 101, and I wish I'd put a bit more thought into it, but it's just like, oh, what can I call it? Oh, that will do. And it's a bit.
Oh, no, that's quite good, because 101's like help, isn't it?
Yeah, well, or like, like Room 101.
Oh,
you put things
to. Yes.
So it's
I think you could change. I better end up changing my name now. You could change the name, and I think you'd still keep all your followers, and that would just be a name change.
Yeah. It's just like a big thing then to think of something really good, isn't it? Like, oh, let's rebrand. But yeah, maybe I'll rebrand for 2021.
Oh, exciting! Yeah, rebrand. Maybe you could do one of those things, like a competition, but with no prize, and just say, name my dog. Yeah, I'll give you something covered in dog hair.
I've never done a giveaway on my Instagram, so maybe I'll do it for that. Think of a good name and a choice of a vintage knitwear from my shop.
Oh God, I bet you'd have a massive response as well. You must have a lot of have you got a lot of followers on your Insta? I
think it's about 2,500. I mean, those are obviously don't interact. But a lot do, which is really lovely.
I think that's pretty strong. I'm just reading through the chat. Neil, I take great pleasure in the pub asking for a large glass of your cheapest red wine, please. I like that. That is funny. Oh, Mrs. Neil's it's received an executive Xmas hamper from work. That's nice. That's very nice. Massage. I think I know that. Do you know what? This is really bad. I know who that is. Somebody bought a necklace. It's just an M&S, and she's in America. And then I'm like, oh, holy moly, I've sold it or something, and I haven't got it here. And so I apologise. Do you want anything else? I've got this on her. She's like, no, I particularly wanted this thing on it. I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. did the old, would you like anything else from my shop? Oh, no, you wouldn't. Oh, okay, but I wanted to cancel because she didn't want anything else from my shop. And so closed that off. And then I found it today. And I said to her, should it turn up, I'll let you know. So I went back and said, like, so it's about that. And yeah, she was like, oh, thanks so much for remembering me. And I thought, oh my God, that's embarrassing, isn't it? Like, thanks so much for completely messing me around. And
yeah, but if you really want something, then from her point of view, she's grateful, isn't she? Because she obviously wanted it in the first place. So.
Yeah, I didn't particularly want it. Yeah.
Yeah. You must have to be so organized with all of, because obviously I know I've got a lot of stock, but jewelry is so much tinier and it's easier to kind of mislay in a pile of jewelry, isn't it?
Well, it's weird because I used to be much better when I had more stock, because I had some kind of like, well, that's the pearl drawer. I know it's going to be in the pearl drawer. And the way I work like that rather than numbers is, you know, if you get something out for a query, it goes back in the pearl drawer because that's where it lives. It will never end up in a different box where it shouldn't ever be, you know, so that you'll never find it. But since I've cut down and I'm Instagram and stuff, and most of it I'm like listing and then it's going out, but like it'll go out in a job lot, I feel like less need to have proper organisation, I suppose. So like most of the M&S is below. I wonder if that's her. Yeah, it's her. Like the M&S stuff. Well, yeah, clearly I'd lost it. So yeah, I need to get on top of that.
There's nothing worse than that feeling of when, you know, you sold something and you can't find it. Oh my God, this makes me feel sad. I'm always doing it as well. As much as I tell myself to always like type in the SKU where I'm putting it, there's always going to be at least one thing a week that I haven't written down what box.
Really? So you haven't thought about going along the... Well, I know where that will be because it'll be with jeans and it's jeans.
No, I just don't think I've got the room to do that. Like, because I've got to fit it all in the one room, and I've got I've probably got about 1,300 items now. I've only got about 900 listed, but I do the cycle of, you know, ending and relisting. So there's always about 200 that I've got, but that's not listed, if you know what I mean. Right. So yeah, I just haven't got the room to, because I think that does take up more room. Do you know what I mean?
Probably does, actually, to be fair, yeah. Because I had the whole garage, you know, lined with my stock. And then when I started bringing more and more of the jewelry in, I started just taking over more of the house with it as well. Yeah, I'm sure it does. I was going to say something then. Did we even say, Sarah, by the way, does sell mostly clothing? In case anybody was wondering. But you don't just sell clothing, do you? You sell, do you just think, oh, I know there's money in that, and you'll grab something occasionally?
Yeah, if it's something I like.
Because I've seen you with quite large toy items.
Yeah.
Oh, did you start off with toys?
No, but we did do this time last year. We did a massive toy haul. We spent £1,000 on buying a reseller's like toy haul, and so my daughter had all that in her shop. That took about 4 journeys to go and pick it all up. Oh my God, just so much stuff. We've completely underestimated how much stuff it was.
Wow. Were they close by?
No, they were in Abingdon, so it was about how long did it take? It's about 40 minutes, I suppose.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, it took
worth it.
Yeah, definitely worth it. Definitely, yeah. Yeah, she did have some really good stuff. She was just someone who, I think she wanted to be a reseller, and she just used to go to the car boots and buy literally all the toys, go to the charity shops and buy all the toys, but she never actually got round to listing any of it. I found it quite overwhelming because there was, seriously, like, we filled my husband's van up twice, and then 2 carloads of mine.
Wow.
Yeah, there was just loads. I mean, no wonder I could never find toys when I was going to the Abingdon car boots, because she'd already bought it all.
Wow.
Yeah, right. I will pretty much sell anything if I like it. If it catches my eye, then I'll give it a go if I think there's money in it. And then I was trying to make a conscious effort.
Oh, conscious. New word. It was a conscious effort. Yeah.
Conscious effort to pick up 10 hard goods items a week from the car boots. So I was like ready for Christmas. But they actually were selling like within a couple of weeks of buying them. So I haven't really got many of them left for the Christmas period. So I will.
Bits and bobs.
Yeah.
So that doesn't like make you think, oh, maybe I should do more hard goods.
Yeah, I think it's made me think, right, don't just think that's for Christmas, that's for all year round. So next year I will try and do the 10 hard good items from the car boots every week. Try.
So if you got bored, you're not bored of clothes yet?
No.
So I go through real bad phases of like, oh, I love this, I love it, I'll get everything, and then, oh, I hate it. I need to do something else.
Sometimes I know what you mean, because it is a hard slog listing it, and certainly compared to hard goods, clothing takes much longer to list. But there's just so much money in it, so much money, and it's easy to find.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
People chucking out their clothes, so I can't go to it.
Having the knowledge as well of certain brands can be key, can't it? It doesn't have to be branded, but as I can say, I've got to ask you about this. Was the thing that I was like, oh my god, that's why one of the reasons I just couldn't do clothes anymore was the returns.
Yeah,
I see your returns, I'm like, oh my god, how do you cope?
Yeah. Yes, it's quite annoying. I haven't actually done my figures for November yet, but in October I had £300 worth of returns. And I would think November's worse because November was a constant run of every day I was getting another return request. So yeah.
It's mental, isn't it?
Yeah. It could even be up to 500 in returns. I don't know. I haven't looked yet.
And if you got that, like, yeah, it's just part, you okay with it, or were you like, oh god, no?
Yeah, I think as annoying as it is, because I put the measurements and everything in the listing and stuff, I just kind of accept it that's, if you sell a lot of stuff, you're going to get returns, and that's just what I tell myself. Otherwise, I cry every day otherwise.
Yeah, it really was one of the reasons I couldn't cope with it anymore. And yeah, well, you get a lot of idiots as well, don't you? You seem to get quite a lot of people that don't know their actual size.
Yeah. People say this definitely isn't a normal Oasis size 14 or whatever. It's like, love.
Yeah, well, what do you think?
It is a bit more in lockdown.
Yeah, yeah. What size do you think you are, Flower? And have you just been wearing your stretch pants all this time?
We've got a new return coming back where a lady's, it's a Peruvian Connection leather jacket. It was £50, and she's had it for a month. She'd already given me feedback saying she loved it, and now it's coming back saying there's a hole. So yeah, I think she's worn it and pulled a hole like at the bottom of the pocket, and so that's coming back. That's probably the worst return I've ever had. No one's ever done that before.
Word. That's kind of like if she loved it, if I wore it and then so I'd just sew it up after that, like if I loved it. Yeah, so do you think that she pulled a fast one, she's worn it, and now
she's worn it, she's made a hole in it, and now she's returning it, and eBay said that I only have to give her half the money back, which I'm going to give her half the money back basically and just see what happens, but I'm sure
I did that a couple of times on their advice.
And were the customers okay with it?
Well, I can't remember any. Oh no, I did have one that did kick off a bit, but interestingly, and actually this was jewelry because it was so dodge. So I did the half doodah, and then funnily enough, she turned up on another jewelry seller's radar, did the same to her. So she was obviously a serial person that did this sort of thing. but then there's not much they can do. They could send you a ranty message, but then like they said, if they leave you a negative after you've been in touch with eBay, they will remove that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
He's already left feedback anyway, so I don't think he'd know how to do the revision or whatever. So yeah.
And also it makes me think, well, yeah, I do remember having to do it a couple of times in like almost succession, and I thought, if also like, because sometimes you're like, I don't want the hassle, it makes them think about how they act in future, then it would have been worth it.
Yeah.
I feel like I've got a sixth sense at the moment with scammers. You can tell, can't you? And then you go on, and I sometimes am like, oh, hang on, have they got no feedback? And you go into that thing like, oh my God, you joined yesterday and then you bought my expensive necklace. And you're just like, I know it. I just know what's happening here. And so sometimes I send messages, I take photographs of me packaging something, and I say, just to let you know, because I know the post is terrible, I'm sending it signed for. I've checked it thoroughly. There's no tarnish. Here's some pictures. And I cover everything they could possibly pull.
Yeah.
So I'm like, right, go on then. Yeah, I had one where I just cancelled it. I was like, I'm not having this again. I just cancelled it. I didn't contact them. I just said, buyer wants to cancel. I thought, I'm not getting the deal. And I thought, and if it is a scammer, they're not going to question it, are they? And they didn't. So, yeah.
I don't check people's feedback. I don't check buyers' feedback, which is probably something I should do. Like when I get an offer through, I don't check.
Not all the time, yeah. And I've been burnt, but occasionally, for some reason, I've looked, or I've seen something like I've seen a 0 or something next to the name, and I thought, oh, hang on, what's this? And so I've gone in to have a look. I'm
always far too keen to accept the offer, Shell. I don't.
That is.
Yeah. Although I had an offer this morning of £40 on something that I've got for 260. That's not the kind of offer you want to wake up to, is it?
Oh, wow.
I wasn't countering on that one.
Sometimes I wonder, is it somebody who thinks, oh, well, I put in 40, then she puts in 200, and then we meet in the middle? But I can't be bothered anymore, and I just decline the stupid offers now as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm having a refill. So, it's 5:27, so I think it will be more than half an hour because we haven't done the bees yet.
Sorry, I've been yabbering.
Also, I've seen Kirsten's in. Really hope you've done some kind of vlog from today. I'm so excited that you and Z and all the small businesses Bricks and Mortar's got to open today. It's so chuffed. And actually, and this arrived as well, which I got from Kirsten. Thank you very much. It's rose geranium, and I love the smell of. It's gorgeous, and some like rose. This is something actually that this isn't cheap. This is lovely. As I realised what I was about to say then, like some rose flavoured, like I remember having some really cheap rose flavoured bubble bath, and I loved it. I just loved the smell. And back in the day, we used to go to Body Shop and buy these oils, and now looking back, I'm sure they were meant to be for burners or something. We used to wear them like perfume, tea rose, and I love it. Yeah, I don't know if it's since then the rose. It's gorgeous. Yeah, and it comes. I didn't realise it was like Kirsten's Curiosities branded. It's very cute. I don't know if anybody's into their candles. I recommend. Yeah. So, everybody is in the chat is ready with at least one bee. The girls have some bees apparently. In fact, actually, I do remember going to bed last night, hearing a little voice, going into Maud's room and going, "Are you what?" And she said, "I thought of 5 bees." I'm like, "What? Go to sleep, not now." Do you want to come and do your bees?
Yeah.
Right, come on then. Come and do your bees, and then we'll do ours.
How many? 5 or 3?
Well, it depends how quick you can do it.
5 or 3?
Do 5.
Bumhow, 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 bumhow.
Connie has to be fair, it's not far off. I do like bums as well, but one of her friends. Oh no, your friend's called Butthole, wasn't she?
Yeah.
She's got an obsession with saying bumhole all the time, and now even now I've even got into it. Right, so that's that. Maud.
I've got 5. Bed, Barack Obama,
bank holidays, bicycles, and baking.
Oh, that's lovely. Interesting that you've put bicycles in there.
She loves it after Henley.
Connie took on a really long bicycle ride to Henley without telling us. We thought they'd gone to the park, and it's a long way. They cycle all the way to Henley.
It was 15 miles there and back.
Okay.
Yeah, and actually Maud's cycling did improve a lot after that, but that's interesting. Yeah, well done, and more sensible than Connie's. So Kirsten vlogs out at 7. Yes, it's very busy. Fabulous. So have you got a bee, Sarah? A favourite bee?
Yeah. Oh, do you just want one? Don't know if I'm allowed.
We'll get one off the chat, and I'll do one as well.
Yeah. My top one, I don't know if I'm going to be allowed it, but I put down boot sales.
Oh, yes.
It was a bee, because I've kind of missed off.
Why wouldn't you be allowed it?
Because it's a car boot. But most people call them boot sales, don't they?
Yeah, that's fine. Oh, that's really, really good one. And I should have that, because totally. Boot sales are just brilliant, aren't they? Brilliant boot sales. Like, I've turned up before, like, had like nervous excitement. I'm going to find anything. That's ridiculous.
It's my favourite day of the week, boot sale day.
You what?
My favourite day of the week, boot sale day.
Oh, yeah, you get around quite a few as well, don't you?
I try and do 3 in the day, yeah. I don't know if any of them are on this Sunday, but I'm going to go and look, because I don't want to not go. And
you have some going through the winter?
Yeah, there's 2 that are going to be on hard standing, so they might be open. Don't know.
Oh, nice. Yes. Yes. Yeah, because
there'll probably be house clearance people there, but you can still get good stuff from them.
They have stuff that they don't want, or they just want rid of, and they don't mind.
All the granny knitwear, which is obviously what I buy, and mugs.
Yeah. I've been looking at that was something. I had loads of mugs at one point. In fact, I did sell a lot of mugs, and then at one point I decided, no, I'm not doing mugs anymore. And then occasionally you see somebody say, oh, I sold this cat mug for this, and I go, oh, I need to start looking at mugs again. What's my bid? It's all half now. And I see Leanne's got banana bread, which is a big hit. I'm surprised you didn't have banana bread, Maud.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we have a lot of banana bread in this. Mum 5 Sons is bacon. I don't like bacon. Yeah, I've never liked bacon. I don't eat meat anyway, but I just don't like bacon. Blame it on the boogie. Funky Neil UK. Burglars from Becca. I mean, burger. I call them burglars. Oi, oi, Peter. Oh, some great ones in the chat. Bolo from A.
Bolo is a good one, yeah.
Yes. These are very reselling related as well. Brooches, bangles and bracelets. Big balls, indeed. Oh, yeah, Savoy. Rachel, Binky, my cat. That's nice. What did I have on my beads? Oh, is that my bee? Oh, I've lost my bees now. Where was that? Just crap everywhere. Booze, which I'm guessing.
Why didn't I think of that?
Well, this is the thing. Somebody pointed out, Advents to me, and I was like, of course, yes. I think it's bizarre, because when Kirsten said about this, I was like, I can't do 5 things I like on every letter of the alphabet. No way. So it's actually quite a good. It's a bit like a grateful list, isn't it? Like, I love booze. I love booze. Yeah, banana bread. Yeah.
What do we do when we get to X?
Oh, X is with a few of its friends. I think we've got X, Y, and Z or something. Z. Could have Z for Z. I could have done it. Yeah, could have even done it reseller related, couldn't you? Probably with bangles, but I could do it. Bangles, bracelets, brooches, boots. Anyway, right. Yes, moving on. Give me another B. Have you got 5?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bake Off.
Ah. We haven't seen this current.
Oh, you haven't seen it?
No, but we need to do that, girls. That's something we can watch.
Yeah.
Because we enjoyed that. And I think since, I don't know what episodes we watched, the girls just suddenly started binge watching it. Yeah, and I've enjoyed it. Well, we enjoyed it with who do we enjoy it with? The comedian, Long Dark Hair, not Long Dark, that Dark Hair. From
You not talking about Noel Fielding?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's lovely. Like, yeah. Yeah. He's my cup of tea.
Oh, I was going to say, I don't like him. No, I do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's definitely got something. Yeah.
Yeah. Is he single?
No, I wouldn't have thought so.
Yeah, don't hear about anybody though, do you?
No, but I think he mentioned one of his children in this last series, so I don't think he is.
Children, I would not have put him down for having kids.
No.
I'm gonna have to do some Googling after this. That's interesting. A little sniff about. Bolognese from Jewel. Bargain. So that's another board games. God, you could do it reseller related. I'm gonna like challenge myself tomorrow to do a reselling C. Barcelona, Bravery, babies, Nespresso. That's on my list. I've got babies.
Have you? You like babies?
I love babies.
Oh,
I love them.
I mean, it's good that some people do. Yeah.
I wanted another one. I wasn't allowed.
To be fair, I did want another one, but it's just other people's babies. You know, when you're like, when I used to work in an office and people would bring babies in and be like, hold my baby. There's only a couple of people that I actually wanted to hold their baby. A lot of other people, no. I don't know what to do with other people's babies. It's just like that, isn't it? Like, oh. Yeah, no. I must not have that. Although I think I am very maternal, but I suppose in some ways I must not be, because I just...
Sometimes it's different. Like people say, oh, I love them at this age, but you know, babies are just, you can just adore them. They don't answer back. They just, and also, I mean, obviously, if they're not yours either, you just hold them and then they hit themselves and you give them back. Yeah. It's like, you don't do any of that.
And also, like, some people are like, oh, I can't wait to be a grandma. And I don't have that feeling at all. I'm like, no, can my daughter just please take all the time she needs? I'm not in a hurry for it to make.
Yeah, I said, you know, I'm not, bizarrely, I'm not into that. And in fact, I think this is becoming a bit more common with some grandmas of like, no, I'm not going to be a 24-hour babysitting service because actually I've got things to do.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. She's only just 19 and I'm actually finally getting my own independence. I'm not in a hurry for her to have a baby so that I can get back to babysitting.
She's not near babies, is she? So that's not allowed.
Oh, no. He's definitely isn't in that. But like, I know people my age want to be a grandma.
Yeah. No, I've still got stuff to do, majorly. Yeah. But then you haven't got them all the time, have you?
No, that is true.
Yeah, because sometimes I think about, because we're allergic to cats and dogs and stuff, but then sometimes when we go for a walk through this dog park, and I often think about just borrowing a dog, just taking it for a walk, coming back and washing my hands, like, and that'll be fine.
Yeah.
Boosh, yes, Fix It Reselling, the mighty Boosh.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, yeah, B. Oh God, I'm not with it at all. Yeah, Boosh, yes, well done. Oh, news off the block, Leanne. Noel is 47 years, married, and has 2 children.
Let's see. And I do like older men, so he is still older than me, so it's acceptable. I thought I'm allowed.
He's younger than me. Yeah, just. Interesting. Funky, you sound like a stalker there, Leanne. I was going to stalk him afterwards. I was like, I don't know about this information.
Yeah, it's good to get the information.
You what?
It's good to get that information straight away. I'm on another drink.
Yeah, I need to just finish this bottle. You need to know because, well, I mean, it's always in the background, isn't it? Like, you know, you never know what might happen in your life. And then you're like, well, I know that Noel's single, so I know he's always like me. So it's time to say no. Right, bees. Have I got another bee? bums. I said bums because I said arse. I didn't say arseholes. Arse yesterday.
You're going to have to think of a bum-related word every day now to keep that going.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, half reselling, half bum-related. But the bizarre thing was that when I told Tom this, he was just like, do you? I'm like, why don't you know this? Like, that's really odd. You've seen me smack enough bums. What did you think?
He's never seen you smack a bum.
Well, he just seemed surprised by it. And I was
Is
like,
he even married to you?
very odd, isn't it? Yeah, because in fact, but it's not everyone. But I did tell him there were people in the chat that also appreciate a bum. He was like, because my friend down the road, I said, you know, even like your kids' bums and smack the bum. Not a smack, but bums. They do it to me. A tap, yeah, like as a term of endearment. Yeah, my friend down the road was like, I said, you smack your own kids' bums. And she's like, no. So, oh, like, that's how you find something out. You think, oh, I thought everybody did that. Anyway, moving on. Bells from Chris Tyler. Yes, right. Do we need another B from Sarah?
Bedtime.
Yeah. Good one. Yeah. I was quite interested to hear you this morning say, oh, I've been up since blah, blah, and it is time for a nap, but I'm going to go to the post office. I'm like, oh, is that another daytime napper there?
Yeah, I haven't had one, but I've been wanting a nap all day. I've been so tired today.
Yeah.
And I do like the idea of a nap, but I very rarely get them. And then once I have one, then I'm probably in a habit of having a nap in the afternoon for a good week, and then I have to get myself out of it.
I've started trying to cut down the length of them. I thought that might help, but the thing is, by the time, so I went into Caversham early this afternoon, and I was thinking I might be able to power through today, and then by the time pretty much it was getting towards the kids coming home, I was thinking I'm just going to be in a bad mood all day from now on if I don't sleep. Like, so it's best for everybody if I just wake up in a better mood.
Do you wake up feeling better, or do you wake up feeling groggy?
No, much better.
Oh, good.
Yeah, like, yeah. Because in the mornings, you wake up, I check the time, like, oh, freaking out, 4 o'clock, or 5 o'clock, or I'm, restless, and, right, you're not getting up yet. And then I force myself to stay in bed. And so it's all been a preamble before I've gotten up. But the nap, the daytime power nap is, right, blind down into bed, snuggly buggly, and I'm off. And it's all quality.
It's interesting that you go back to bed, because quite often I will just settle down on the sofa and think, oh, I'll try and have a nap, but then somebody
that will definitely get interrupted,
or the dog will pester me or whatever. But today I actually thought, oh, this afternoon I'm going to go and get back into bed, and then I just didn't have time. But yeah,
it is a different experience if you there's a proper sleep.
Yeah.
But although I feel like I need to, it's not very socially acceptable, and I ought to get myself out of it. And one fact that actually a doctor did say, you've got to stop doing that. Yeah. And you sort of think, oh, maybe it is interfering with my quality of sleep. But then you get to a stage where you're like, well, I'll just be annoying and irritable all day. So, like, and then I thought, well, actually, as you get older, old people do nap, don't they?
Yeah.
So I might as well just get into it.
I don't think it's unhealthy if you're happy. If it's making you feel better when you wake up, then your body needs it.
And I tell you what, if you leave it at just the right time, which I pretty much did today, because I only got out of my pit at about 10 to 5, you wake up and you go, it's 1 o'clock as well. Like
that's a good thing to wake up to.
Yeah. Evening, Mike. You haven't missed anything. Just bubble wrap. It's another reason to be. Oh, boxes. Oh, I looked up. I don't know if I was looking in the wrong place. I was so desperate for shoebox sized boxes. I looked them up yesterday or the day before. I was like, is it £1 a box? And you're going to deliver it, and then I'm going to have to put it together. Like, are you joking me? I couldn't believe it. So I put another note in my local group around here, Facebook group, So I'm after boxes again, and pop round to a friend's earlier, literally a car boot load of shoebox-sized boxes. Oh,
Nice.
God. Yeah, it's like just in the nick of time. This pound box is ridiculous. I know. I feel like it's one of those things. Yeah, like some people might just go, "Oh, just buy the boxes. You need them. It's just the cost of your thing." No, because I can get them for free. So why, just no. Yeah, boxes. And I enjoy
boxes. I used to, before lockdown, it was much easier to get free boxes because Asda had like the local recycling banks, if you like, were in Asda's car park, and people just used to throw all of their Amazon boxes in it. And when I go to the post office, which is in Asda, I get all of the Amazon boxes out. But as soon as the coronavirus hit, they took away all of the banks.
Oh, well, on that, sort of vaguely, I just also read before I got up about vaccine news. There's major vaccine news. And people could be being vaccinated as early as next week or something. I mean, it's like, oh my God. And Matt Hancock saying, yeah, we've had an awful 2020. Today, next year's going to be better. And it's like, oh my God, the news is really, I don't know any of the details or anything, but that sounds, God. Like, can you imagine?
I don't know if I'd want to be the first ones volunteering for it, though.
No, I did think, I'm fine for you to have it first. But also in my head was like, well, if you all have it, then there'll be less of it around, won't there? And we just won't be getting it.
Yeah.
Because I won't be at top of the list anyway. So I'm like, no, give it to all of them.
Yeah, they'll be doing all the vulnerables.
Yeah.
People already with it, I presume, first. So, well, that would make sense. But I mean, they don't always do things that make sense, do they?
No, thank you for saying all the vulnerables, because in my head, and after a small bottle of Silver Creek, I was about to say something else.
But, if they had sense, anyone who's going to a, the test. Oh God. I'm on my second drink, so I can't think. But when you go to get a test. Like
centres.
If you're going to a centre to get a test, then just give them a jab while they're in there for a test. Bob's your uncle. I don't know if there's a reason where that couldn't be done,
have you been for a test at all? See, I went to one. It was ridiculous, like where it was. And it was basically a car park. But to get to the car park, it was like traveling to Timbuktu. It was, I just couldn't believe it when I said, so you need 3 people and a car park of a fairly small size. Do you want my driveway? Like, I felt like there wasn't one in Reading. Reading's quite a big town. And
one in our town. So that's weird that you didn't have one.
It was, and then you were hearing about people having to travel right across the country to get one. Like, are you pissing joke? Tesco. Oh, hello. Do a freaking deal with Tesco. You're spending enough on it. Put it at the back of their car park. Like, you don't even need the space.
Also, having a car boot, there was a coronavirus test in there every Sunday.
Yeah, you just. And so I know it's a bit different with this vaccine. It's got to be kept really cold or something. But fortunately, they are saying, like, actually hospitals are set up for this. They have those super cold, fridgy things. I know it might not be enough for the whole, but, like, thank God. And not being funny, I mean, how cold does it have to be? Because Waitrose in Caversham has one of those big things at Christmas for all their turkeys, in the car park. So don't be coming this ridiculous, oh no, you just have to travel to Iceland to get it. It's fine. Go on 3 bits of transport. No, just do it properly this time. So.
What was it like having the thing? Because I presume you had to have the thing right up your nose.
Yes, the nose was fine, but the swab throat, I was gagging, and I unthinkingly, Tom had driven me and I said to him, I've read out the instructions. So like, right, so I'm doing this on it because this bag's all going in this bag. And he's like, yes. And one of the instructions was you have to do it for 10 seconds or something. So I read that out to him. And in my mind, I thought he would count the 10 for me. And I thought he was counting the 10. So I'm gagging on this thing. And in the end, and I'm going like this to him, like, is it 10 yet? Is it 10 yet? And in the end, I was like, is that fucking 10 seconds yet? oh, I didn't know you wanted me to count. Well, I'm meant to be doing this and counting. So, yeah, it was unpleasant. I know a lot of people don't like the nose, but there's the throat, and it was only because I went to take Maud for a brace check at the dentist and had temperature, and they just they just kept taking. I was take it again, you know, like, and oh no, still temperature, and then I was like, right, come on, I calmed myself, do it again, like it's like no, I'm sorry, you can't come in. I was like, oh. And then when we were due to go away to Weymouth in a few days, I'm like, right, you know, I do have a symptom. We can't just go and stay in like a Premier Inn. It's not on, is it? So I have to go. And luckily that did come back in 24 hours, but it was ridiculous where we had to drive to.
You're probably just having a hot flash just at the wrong time.
I did think that after because then I started looking at people coming out the dentist, because I had to stay there. The nurse took Maud in and I had to talk to the dentist on the phone. And I'm like, well, there's an adult coming out. There's another. Well, how come they were able to go in? Because people go, oh, it was a hot day. And I said, but there were other people in there. And then, yeah, afterwards I thought, oh, I wonder if it was a hot flash. And then I started to worry about going in anywhere where they're going to take my temperature, because what if I have another one? Yeah. Oh, yes, that's an interesting point, Leanne. Caroline, Mrs. M, mentioned that the average age of people that died with COVID was 82. Keep quiet, Connie. But the average life expectancy... Oh, you're not listening, that's fine. But the average life expectancy in the UK is 81. It is quite interesting. But I'm not going to pass any comments on that, because I've had a drink and I'll get myself into trouble.
Ditto, because I am on my second, so and I can easily put it on anything.
Yeah.
But Linda, who's Lady in the Frogs, she's been really poorly with it. Do you follow her on Instagram? Because she's got really bad asthma, so she was shielding for the whole of the first lockdown anyway. And then she thinks that her husband picked it up at work during the second. Oh my God. She's been really, really poorly. She's really ill. Because
the last time I tuned into, because she's clothing really, so I stopped tuning in for clothing because she does quite long stories. Her husband just lost his job, I think.
Yeah.
Or something. Oh no, it was on contract or something, and it had come to an end.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
he went back, yeah. So then she's really, really poorly, bless her.
Oh, blimey.
When it kind of gets a bit more real, because when the first lockdown, you know, there was all the fear, or like I was convinced that I was going to get it and I was going to die type thing, you know, when it first hit. We didn't really know, did we?
It was much more cautious, weren't they?
Yeah.
It was.
But now we're all a bit kind of casual about it, aren't we? Because I don't really know, you know, anyone who's had it personally. And then when you see how poorly Linda is, then you just think, oh my goodness, actually, it's awful.
Real. Yeah. Because you're like, well, she's like me. She's a reseller.
She does have really bad asthma, and you know, she is vulnerable in that way. But yeah, not nice. Poor thing.
No.
And her experience of actually trying to get help as well has been really quite shocking.
I saw something on I don't know if it's an advert for a program or something, where a woman was on the news. It said, you know, she was saying, I can't breathe, and they were saying just stay at home, and they wouldn't, and she said, no, I think I need an ambulance, and they wouldn't come out for her. And I thought, oh my God, can you imagine that? Saying, you think you were going to die, wouldn't you? I can't breathe, but they won't send anyone.
Yeah. Luckily, she kind of knows what she needs, so she was pressuring for them to give her a oral steroid. But for older people, or you know, vulnerable people who don't know, and who are living on their own, they're just being told to just stay. You know, no one's going to see them, and being passed from pillar to post and stay at home, and it's actually quite sad.
It's frightening, and I do, in a lot of experiences, know that you see, and my mum has had this. She's got MS, and it seems over the years she's had to research what could help her herself, and then demand it, and keep demanding it. Otherwise, she won't get it. which is, yeah. And I always think about the poor people that don't have that about them to be able to do that, and then they'll just settle, and so that's horrible.
Yeah. Sorry, I brought a downer on it. Let's think of another B.
That's all right. Let's have another B. Yeah. Boobs. No.
Oh yeah, I do love those.
Yeah.
But
I think I love them even more than me, but
I didn't write that down. I don't know why.
My boobs.
No, but I have written down blankets because I do like a blanket every night in front of the telly.
Yeah, we've got blankets. There's a coziness that is better than just the heat on, isn't there? Just like, yeah, we've got well into blankets. We've got loads of fluffy blankets now. It's also something that's really, it's buyable. Is that a word? Like she's, oh, look at the cute pattern on that one. That would be lovely.
Yeah.
I've also put, well, I was going to put breakfast, and then I thought, oh, I love the booths as well. But, you know, like diners, like breakfast and booths, in booths, a breakfast in a booth, out. That's my favourite meal of the day. Is not at home. Breakfast, might be a chocolate with my cup of tea, but out, like later on breakfast.
Yeah, like a brunch.
Yeah, or any time is my favourite.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm not even bothered. Like if we're going out, we don't go out for that many meals, to be honest, because dinner's just a bit, I eat at home, but it's not as interesting as breakfast. It's not, it's just because it's so big. It's but with breakfast, you have little bits with it. That's what I like. Oh yeah, breakfast. Have we got any more B's in the chat? Let us know. I need to put Boris. Oh, well, that's controversial. And I've also said, I thought a festive one is Brussels. I prefer Brussels to Boris. Yeah, that's very diplomatic, isn't it? I love Brussels. In fact, I haven't even had any Brussels yet. Oh. Do you only eat Brussels at Christmas? I possibly do, and I think the reason is because, well, the girls won't eat them. I don't know if Tom's that bothered. Tom has this really weird thing. No matter what I dish up, he has bags of rocket, and he'll stick Rocket Mountain on the top of anything. Even a gravy meal the other day, I was like, "You're going to put rocket on that?" Yeah. He's got a real with baby spinach. I will literally I wouldn't have baby spinach with anything sweet or at breakfast time, but I do like baby spinach with pretzel. Yeah, with everything. Because I used to stick it in pasta because great, because it shrinks away. Girls hardly even notice it, and it's iron because I don't eat meat. So, do you think maybe you're craving the iron then? Potentially, because I am vegan, so yeah, maybe. But because I don't necessarily cook it, so I like it just raw. Whack it in a sandwich, yeah, nice sandwich, yeah. I bet you're craving the iron. That could be what that is. Maybe I am, yeah. Where did that come from? Brussels. Yeah, so nobody's going to eat it. So I'm the only one who eats roast parsnips. I love roast parsnips, but no, I do. My daughter doesn't like it. So, but we do still have it. But she'll be very much like, "Have you put parsnips in this?" Or if if it's the tray of all the roasted vegetables, it'll be like I'll have to point out where the parsnip is so she doesn't accidentally pick it up. Yeah, that's annoying, isn't it? And yours is, she's 19. Yeah, and she will pretty much eat. Because she was vegan for a time. She actually turned me vegan, and then she went back to eating meat. But before she went vegan, her diet was really limited, and then as soon as she went vegan, she would pretty much eat anything. But she drew the line at parsnip because I think it's the sweet taste of it sweet, and she doesn't really like Swede either. But I love Swede. Yeah, I love Swede. Well, mashed up Swede. Yeah. But I think again that maybe that has got a bit of a. It's not sweet, is it? But it's not as savoury as other vegetables. Yeah, maybe it's in between potatoes and sweet potato-y. Am I thinking of that? What's the other orangey vegetable that's not carrots, like pinky orange? Butternut squash? No? Yes, butternut squash. Yeah. because Connie doesn't eat meat anymore, although she loves it. She sniffs people's meat, but she's given it up. Is it just for the environment you've given it up? I don't mean just, but I keep saying to her, you need to start eating more vegetables then if you're going to do this, because she did mention becoming a vegan. I was like, you freaking eat some vegetables. Yeah, I was like, because she has oat milk on her cereal as well, but she needs to eat more stuff. Like her vegetables are peas and carrots, and the peas, we've only just got past 1 pea for every year of her life. I'm saying this is just unacceptable at your age. If
you are going to limit your diet to go vegan, then you do need to
embrace a variety of things that might give you some nutrients.
Yeah, I know there are vegans out there that don't eat vegetables, but I don't know how they do it.
That is crazy.
I mean, surely it would be hard to stay healthy.
Yes, I think it's like very much falafel chips based.
Yeah, I do remember my friend going veggie when she was a teenager, and my cousin, and she was pretty much living, she didn't eat vegetables, she was pretty much living off of cream, eggs and cheese. Cheese, yeah. She wasn't vegan, she was veggie. I don't think I mean, when I went veggie, like 15, I didn't think vegan was even heard of. No, I mean, in fact, like I was amazed when we went out somewhere a couple of years ago. I'm like, oh my God, there's like a vegan section on this menu. And it was a time when I'd go out and it was hard pressed to even find something that didn't have meat in it.
Yeah.
And now there was this whole section. I was like, this is incredible.
It's really good now. Yeah. Yeah, really good.
Yeah. So is there anything you miss or anything or if you found substitutes for everything?
I don't really miss anything because I was already gluten-free. I was already restricted anyway, so I already had to have given up stuff, and I got used to the fact I couldn't eat everything that my husband and daughter eat. So I don't really miss anything. No. I'm
still looking for a decent. And when I say decent, I think people that aren't used to completely skimmed red milk don't understand what I'm saying, because I've tried all of those. I've tried all the milks. I've even tried the one that said it's like skim milk. It's not. It still ends up at the bottom of my cup of tea, and I live on tea, and I need a proper skim milk alternative that's not what you think is a proper. It's not.
Yeah, see, I've had to really give up having tea. I used to like drinking tea, although my tea before was, I just used to show it the tea bag, and I liked it being like my skin color. So it was really just like milk with 3 Sweetex in.
That's funny.
No, I don't drink tea. Like I'll have a herbal tea, and I really like hot squash. But yeah, right. Since I've been vegan, I haven't had a normal traditional tea.
Oh, yeah, I'm attached to the kettle. Yeah, maybe it's a caffeine addiction. I don't know, but I love it.
It's comfort as well, though, isn't it? Especially at this time of year. Like, you just want to have a hot drink. It's nice to have a hot mug, like, in your cold hands. Yeah.
Sometimes, though, I think I'm ticking something off my list because I'm like, I get overwhelmed. I look around like I don't know where to start. I'm just stood there and I'll make a cup of tea. Tick. I'll do something. It's tea.
Yeah, but that's still a proactive move, because if you think, right, I can tackle this once I've had a cup of tea, then that's still, getting you through your work, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Oh, thanks. I
feel about wine when it's time to cook dinner. I'm like, I can't face cooking dinner. I've got a drink.
That's what I find.
I hate cooking. I don't know about you, but
a glass of wine on the go, is it?
Pardon?
Cooking is not as bad if you've got a glass of wine on the go.
Yeah, it definitely softens the blow. Because I hate cooking dinner. I hate thinking of what's for dinner. It's the worst thing I have to do every day.
It's really fun because I had this dream last night, and you were in it. And listen to this. And I think you must have mentioned. So it doesn't involve boobs or bumps. Something about cooking dinner or something the other day in one of your stories. And so in this dream, I was cooking pancakes, which ended up chocolate pancakes, but they were really thick and they weren't all that And you came along and said, oh, I'll get some pancakes. And yours were just beautiful and crispy. And I was just like, oh.
Yeah, that's not how I cook pancakes, I can assure you. I only do one good one, and then one is just a lump. But I blame it on the fact it's gluten-free. Gluten-free and vegan. That's
yeah, probably is.
I can't cook.
I thought you were a cook.
No.
I don't know why I thought that. Oh, gee, it's all coming out. Oh, this is a relief, actually. I'm so pleased you came on, because I thought the house was immaculate. No, it's all out of shot.
And people used to say they thought I was the sort of person that would be really good at knitting and sewing. No, I can't knit a line without dropping. I'm actually jealous of Connie's crocheting. I want to learn to crochet.
It's not what I expected from her. It came on during lockdown. Do you want to show your where you've got to with your?
No.
Shall I show it?
Do you want?
Can you just pass it to me, please? But it's weird. She's not that way inclined, really. It must be more of a, how like people that are good at maths are good at Scrabble because they can work out the numbers. It's something like that, I think.
I've not done anything.
Oh, it's attached to that little chair. I don't know how you've done that.
No, you've done that.
No, I didn't do it. We'll see it another time.
I'm sure I've seen her other things, and I think they're very impressive, and I want to learn.
Yeah, might be a thing.
Yeah, that's it. If I'm really, really poor at knitting, does that mean I'm going to be really bad at crochet? Is crochet harder?
What do you think, Connie?
No. Well, no. Crochet is much easier.
Is it?
It's actually, it's only one hook, actually. It's not two things to bang together, so.
I'm not very good at fine motor skills, which I think is why I can't do the knitting.
Oh.
I tried knitting and I was okay at it, but I just found it really
crochet
boring.
is definitely much easier.
I found knitting really boring.
And less boring.
Not many people knit these days, but actually crocheting's become quite a big thing, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Maybe it's this all, like adult colouring books that are all searching for something to calm us down. And interesting, I know we've gone over an hour actually, but I don't know if we've done all our bees. However, so is there anything that you've actually enjoyed about 2020?
Yes. Yeah, I mean, because I would try and find the good things in everything. I've got to spend so much more time with my husband than I would have done. And that is something to treasure, really. The fact that we've had,
Quality
months. Yeah. Especially in the summertime. Well, was it summer? But, the first lockdown.
Yeah.
Really
well, you had that heat wave. So what's that? Summer? We had the early heat wave, didn't we?
Yeah, that's it. And so we spent so much time in the garden. And we were like doing crosswords together and playing games, drinking a lot. That's something that I've really loved.
Yeah.
That's probably the best thing. Yeah,
I'd agree with that. I've been saying to Tom, I said, actually, our relationship, I think, is better because it used to be sometimes he'd come in from work at God knows what time. We'd have eaten separately as well. Like I'd have eaten with the girls, or they'd eaten, and I'm eating God knows what, and then he's heating the food up. So no one sits at the table together, which we now do every night. He would come immediately in and disappear to the shitter. I'm like, I need to get out of work because you get in and then I don't see you for half an hour. And then like he's having his tea or something, and I'm like, well, I've got things to talk to you about, but it's not natural now. And what should I do? Just write a list of things like, like in the day, you can just sort of say, oh, blah, blah, blah has just happened. And it's more of a conversation rather than, right, number 2. And then it seems like, why are you telling me that? Like, and we've started this old person thing of going for a walk together every day as well. I was like, oh my God, like, he's going, oh, it's nice. I said, well, I know it's technically nice, but it's also quite old person, isn't it? Like, should we have a walk?
We're lucky we've got the 2 dogs, so that's our excuse to get out.
Yeah. Because we have some good chats, because you're away from the house as well, aren't you? And distractions. So, and also, interestingly, hello, Jewelry Land, Stephanie. Hello from California. First time seeing you live. Welcome. Just distracted so easily. I did think when I was walking to Caption Road, I said, how bizarre. Usually December, there would be so many drinks with the mums, drinks with the blah blah. Somebody's like, oh, Christmas drinks, and I remember thinking, oh God, I don't want to do them all. Like, oh God, which ones can I get out of easily, or without it just sounding like, why I'm unsociable. And I've not had to say no to anything, because if I do get to do something, I actually really want to do it.
Yeah.
I'm like, in some ways for me, it's worked all right for me. It's like I saw this meme way back in the first lockdown of somebody, and it was a thing, and somebody saying a sign, and it just said, introverts, it's our time. And I thought, God, that's so good. I like, because people would say, but you're not an introvert. And I'd say, well, we're all made up of opposites. As Tom would say, he's shy. You're not shy. You can talk to 200 people, and it's not a bother. But he said, I forced myself to do that because I'm shy, which is really weird. But that's what I say. Like, no, I've not got a problem engaging with people, but I don't know, maybe I just don't want to engage with people a lot. I want to do it on my terms, which is like set times usually. So that's worked all right for me.
Today, people were gagging to get out to the charity shops and stuff, weren't they? And I didn't go out, and I think maybe lockdown has made me too comfortable with just never going out. So I think that's probably something I will need to address. I will have to actually force myself to go out and do things.
Why do we have to?
Well, that is yes, true. I know what you're saying, but
because we feel, oh no, it's good for you, you have to, but we're all stressed out. Maybe it's not good for us to be whizzing around here, there, and everywhere all the time, forcing ourselves to do things we maybe don't want to do. Because I went to Cav earlier, and chances were rubbish, and actually, so it was walking down and walking up that I thought about all the things that I'm not having to say no to, and I walked back going, actually, it was rubbish. I don't think I'll go down there again now till next year. Which I thought, God, is that ridiculous?
but sometimes it's well, how long was it? It's over a year since we went to Hitchin, which is the last time that we saw each other. Actually,
yes, November, October. No, it must be November, mustn't it?
November, yeah. So I had to really force myself to do that because I am a socially shy person, and then I had to get myself absolutely trolleyed just to walk in there. That I did force myself to do it, and I wouldn't have been so chatty on here tonight if I hadn't have had a few drinks, because I'm just I'm quite shy.
Takes the edge off. Yeah, which actually, and also people that follow you on Insta will probably think, oh, you're not shy, you do all those things, and
but it took me over 2 years to show my face, and if it wasn't for lockdown, I probably still wouldn't be showing my face. And I definitely,
when you started showing your face, was lockdown.
Yeah, because when I did Carla's Master Reseller, that was the first time I'd essentially showed. I've been on YouTube, and at that time I was only having my voice on Instagram, and I'd only started doing that in the January of this year, and then it was in lockdown I started showing my face. So we've got,
because Indy was the same. She would never show her face.
That's right, she didn't show her face. Yeah. And I'm in a little group, a WhatsApp group of some other lady resellers.
Went on a meetup with the
that's right, yeah. And we started doing like hauls to each other within the group, and I'm just so grateful to that. I'm going to try and say that without getting emotional, because it does make me cry. But it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be able to do hauls, because that really gave me the confidence to go onto Instagram and say, look at what I've bought from the car boot.
Because your hauls are brilliant. Like, they're really good, and also you've inspired other people. You know, people are coming along doing the list 7 show, and I was like, oh, I want to do 7, and I was like, can I do 7 necklaces? And I was trying to think about maybe 7 kilos. Like, how can I turn in?
Yeah, I think, well, people do message me and say, oh, you can't tell you're nervous, but really I am very nervous when I'm doing it. It's just a case of, right, each time I do it, it gets a little bit easier. Is that how you felt when you started doing YouTube?
Yeah, I think sometimes it comes back as well. Like, it probably depends how you're feeling. I think the first tube I did a haul just before I came to Oxford, and you were at the Oxford meetup.
Yeah.
I remember being very excited about going there as well, but probably nervous about going there too. Which, yeah, probably knowing that, if you looked at it, you go, oh my God, yeah, because I'm like, blah, blah, you know, like, just ridiculous. But I think the same, like, you know, I was off tube for a bit, and then you're nervous about coming back on, and yeah, I don't, yeah.
Because you took a break when you started coming on Instagram more just a few months ago, and you weren't doing your daily bits. Was it then hard to go back, or you went back because you were missing it?
I was missing it. Yeah, very much. I wonder what I was missing. I don't know. I just, I'm like, is it just, no, Connie was like, just go on there. And I went on, and it was so nice to talk to some of the people that I don't talk to on Insta, or aren't on Insta, which is why I originally came onto the tube, to talk to some of the people that went on Insta.
Yeah.
And I mean, I love Insta, but I don't tend to do the stories anymore, because then it will be on my phone, and it's really hard to interact with people properly on the chat. And that's why, because usually I'm on my own, so I want people in the chat to chit chat with, and that's, yeah, what I feed off of, really. Andrea, I'm exactly the same. Definitely come out of my shell more when I've had a drink. Very socially anxious. Andrea, we haven't had any videos from you recently, have we? And I really want some more of your lookbook videos. I love those. Oh, Queenie Conquest. Oh, I'm glad you did, Sarah. We love your Insta hauls.
It's just so lush, isn't it? Yeah, I just thank you for saying that, because yeah, I am grateful for everybody that says nice things, and I am pleased that that I finally got the balls to do it. And when new resellers message me and say, oh, I'm scared to do a live, I always tell them, just start doing it straight away, because obviously I left it like a couple of years, and it then gets harder and harder to then show your face and say, well, this is me now, if you haven't started doing it, you know, from the start.
And nothing happens, does it? And then you go, oh,
yeah, that was it. Scared of.
Nobody went, oh, look at her.
Well, they probably do, but they don't message me about it. I'm very lucky. I don't have any horrible messages, really. I've had a couple of people say that people on Instagram are, you know, a mean community, but I don't believe that. I think we are a very friendly and welcoming community.
Insta is actually in my experience, I'm trying to think now, generally a much softer, easier community than YouTube, because on YouTube it does attract the trolls, and you know, Insta's I always felt it was more like a family. It was just,
yeah, I think well, you're always going to get a couple of people that just don't like you, aren't you? So they're going to say stuff like that. But
I tell you what, as well, you have got a strong following there, and the more you get, that tends to bring some unpleasant people out for some reason.
Yeah,
they seek people that are growing, you know, and yeah, I've noticed that. Oh, the Tube, Chris Tyler. Remember the music show with Jules Holland and Paulie Yates? Yes, I do. Right, okay. I've probably, oh my God, time is 12. It's not too bad, 6:20. I need to go and put some kind of food in the oven.
Oh, Andrea's been super sweet. Thank you, Andrea. That's really kind of you.
I love your Andrea. I love your Insta too, Sarah. It's become part of my day now. I love seeing your dogs too. Oh, there you go. I do. There's who else do I like to see pop up in the stories? You know, when you're like, oh great, like I'll get a cup of tea, and you're like, great, I'm gonna have a break. Right, gonna watch like, stories from Sarah and yeah, I like it's a similar with the tube. I like seeing that I've got a vlog from Kirsten or Becco. So just a nice little, just yeah, it's a little pick me up.
He's been doing his daily ones as well, you know, with his shop. That's been
really enjoyed those. My only complaint is they're too short.
Yes, but also yes, I know what you mean, but also that's a quick one to fit in. Like if I'm quickly ironing a couple of things, like bosh, 6 or 7 minute video, I can.
Yes. Yeah. Probably if it was too long, but it ends and I always go, now what I'm going to do.
You want more Z?
Yeah. It's just, you know, I go through my tube quite quickly now, and I like to have it on in the background all the time, really, while I'm working. Because there's been a couple of times where I've ended up putting stuff that's been recorded on the telly, like Storage Wars or something on. I'm like, this is a slippery slope. The telly on in the day.
I mainly listen to Audible, so I'll just listen to a book while I'm working. That's my main thing, because I don't like silence either.
No.
And I did used to have Lavender Clothesline on sometimes because she does really long videos, but her voice is so soothing that it actually it makes you want to nod off, but not in a horrible way. It's just because it's like
she's quite a powerhouse, isn't she, as well? She's quite tiny, isn't she? But she's a real powerhouse. Yeah. Somebody recommended. I was like, yeah, I do know her, but I've obviously stopped watching for a reason. I need new flesh. Right, okay, let's wrap this up. Sorry, because I've taken up an hour and 20 minutes of your time.
I'm sorry that I've yabbered on so much. I've made this go on probably longer than you were planning.
No, I always go, it's only half an hour, it's fine. It's like 6:20. What else would anybody have been doing right now anyway?
I know my family are waiting for me to cook dinner. They are probably, you know, dribbling. They're so starving, but they won't start it. No, they wait for me.
Oh, they could do it, couldn't they? If it's that bad. Yeah. Sorry, last thing, Clever, because I find Insta more approachable to watch as well. I'm rubbish at catching my eyes that seem to hop on Insta more. Found you. Yeah, welcome, Claire. I know your name, but found all you guys during lockdown and Andrew's quizzes, so I'm hiding but feel welcome. Yeah, no need to hide. No need to hide.
No. Make yourself known. Drop a message if you are on Instagram. Yeah, say hello.
Yeah. Oh, Becca was a good one, Sharon and Sarah. Fabulous. Oh, yeah, and I listened to your moon poem last night and looking to something else from Becca this evening. Cool. Thank you very much for joining me and having a little drink. To do it again. Bye-bye, don't die.
Yes. Bye-bye, don't die, everyone. Can I steal your line?